Well, I'd like to say a big warm welcome to Emerson Bastos, who I'm delighted to say is bringing his workshop to our online ISCA conference next April. Emerson, it's great to see you. I noticed that the subject of your workshop is the Five Elements Constellation workshop, Individuality and Belonging, our greatest struggle. So what are the five elements and how does this fit in with constellation work?
Okay, so hello Paul and hello everybody. It's a delight for me to be part of this congress as well. I'm very much looking forward to our gathering in April. There's a shame it's not going to be Mexico, but hopefully in the future we have another one there or something. But on the other hand, it's fantastic that we can have the online option nowadays, which is great. And I loved the theme of the ISCA gathering, which is belonging and thriving together. So when I was thinking about what I could bring to this gathering, belonging is such a major thing in life in general, whether we are conscious of its importance or not. And for us who work with the constellation, we see it, I guess, on daily basis in our workshops and our individual work, the importance of experiencing our belonging before we can actually thrive in our lives. And my work, as you are familiar with it yourself, Paul, is an innovative combination of the constellation work, which is a fantastic work that Hellinger gave us, and a combination of something that's completely originally unrelated to constellation altogether, which is the five elements, which is from the Oriental medicine. And the five elements, they originally are related to a way of identifying what the issue with the person is in terms of the biological organic systems, which is circulatory system, endocrine system, and so forth. And about the organs, how they relate to one another, how the emotions relate to one another. And in that, and when I experienced with combining these two processes was in supporting the five elements. So I didn't really have an idea of using the five elements for constellation as such, but it was shockingly how it actually worked, and it really affected. It had an imprint on me on how the potential of it that it could have. And so since 2010, I've been running the Five Element Constellation workshops in London and also abroad. And it has proven to be such an amazing way of going into the work, because it almost oftentimes it pinpoints what is happening, what is out of balance. And what is amazing about it is that if a person, for example, when a person comes to the Five Element Constellation workshop, they can choose to do an issue, a specific issue, as in traditional family constellation workshops, or they can do the five elements. If they choose the five elements, there is no interview. They simply choose five people to represent the element. And without saying anything about themselves or the issue or any history taking, the element shows something, usually a very core dynamic that is affecting them. And the theme that I'm bringing for the ISCA gathering is belonging and individuality, our greatest struggle. And this is based on my observation of what happens very often in the five elements, which I think is not really essentially different from what we see, excuse me, in a more traditional constellation workshop, which is us wanting to flow forward in life. Because in essence, our belonging is truly guaranteed. We are life. Two people gave us life. We belong to that system, but our experience of it doesn't oftentimes does not reflect that. And our experience of our belonging really affects our other thing that we can take for granted, that we are unique. So we are unique for sure, and we belong for sure. But our experience of that belonging, how we experience it, and our experience of our uniqueness, and what we are able to do with that, that's what I call our greatest struggle. This push and pull that there is, I believe, to everyone, of course, in different degrees, according to the system that we're born in, what happened in that system, and how we have experienced life since conception, really, and how we are able to be who we truly are. Oh, the adaptations, the changes, the entanglements, the identifications, everything that comes into it, affecting our ability to really be our unique self and thrive together, as the ISCA gathering says.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Emerson. That sounds really intriguing. And I have been to some of your workshops and I found them certainly very inspiring. I'm interested to know how this works online.
Yes, well, that to me is also a surprise. And I think it was a surprise to you as well, because when this lockdown happened, I was already holding an individual session with clients online, and works really well. But my initial thought was it cannot possibly work online. So I will have to wait until we can gather together again to have workshops. But then I found out that was not the case, to my surprise. And amazingly enough, it works extremely well. I think everybody in the constellation world who has run constellation workshops or group events online have found that as well, which is an amazing medium that there is no time or space for the fields that we work in. So we don't need to be gathered in the same room for that to happen, because the field is everywhere. So wherever we are, we can access the field in a constellation to somebody specifically who is maybe in a different continent altogether, and the representatives are able to embody that representation, and the feedback amazingly accurate.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing your workshop. Details will be on the website, and hope to see you there. Bye.
Yeah, no, just like to say one more thing about the activities, because the my contribution will be a combination of guided meditation, and also be some presentation, just contextualizing and maybe sharing some of my experience from the Five Element Constellation workshop. And the one thing that might be important for me to mention at this point is that the elements, they represent 5 aspects of the self. So it's an intrapsychic constellation, which is about intrapsychic is about us, is about our individualities, how we are in life. And of course, we are always in life in relation to something, and in relation to our belonging. How, what I said before, how we are embodying that belonging, how we are experiencing it or not. And the other thing that I want to say is that we are going to do some systemic exercises using some of the elements. We are not going to have time for a full 5-element constellation, but we are going to be doing systemic exercises using the concept of the 5 elements.
Lovely. Great. Thank you very much. Well, looking forward to it.
Me
See
too.
you. See you then. Bye.
Thank you so much, Paul. Bye-bye.